I gotta go lock up the house and I'll be ready.
We wanted to shoot you coming out of the house.
All right, I'll come out. I'll come out the other door.
Ward, do you want to drive or you want to be chauffeur driven?
I do not like to drive somebody else's car. You, come here. Luther! Luther, come here. You stay out here.
That's Felicity's.
Bring her out here, I guess so.
You want him in?
No, I don't want him in the house.
Adam, do you see the other dog?
Ready.
Well, this is the start of the new season.
I hope it's the start and end of the new season. Sure hope I don't have to take that show on the road. All right, sir.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop. Can I drop this down
Yep.
your shirt? I think you need to help me get that down. You can send that down.
Yeah, I should go to the bank though, because I didn't ask.
we got it. We got it.
Okay, I didn't ask. Did not ask Jimmy if he went.
Hold that, please.
I need change for the ticket box.
Alrighty. Okay, Ward, I'm so sorry. There it.
Okay,
We'll see
how's
if
that?
is it more comfortable having it in the.
Doesn't matter to me,
Okay, because
as long as it works.
okay.
Are we working?
We are
You
indeed
on the
working.
air?
Thank you for
All
your
right.
patience.
Now,
I'm
do you
gonna
want
get
me in the back or the front?
Well, I think what I'll do is get in the back.
All right, then
and
I'll
have
get in the
you-
front.
You know, it's a real challenging ride with the.
And do you want the top up or down, Ward?
Oh, I think it's nice down.
Yeah, it's. All right, let me.
You know, the last time I rode in a convertible, I believe was in 1948.
I bet it was a lot nicer too. You remember what kind?
Huh?
Do you remember what kind?
Yeah, it was in San Antonio, Texas, right after the end of the season, and a friend of ours bought a new Buick convertible. And I was sitting in the back, and they were sitting in the front, and Billy got the thing up to 110 miles an hour, and I was ready to grab the toilet paper.
Oh, we won't go that fast today.
I hope not.
Although Adam does like to drive fast.
I have to behave too.
You stay there now and watch them. They know better than to go out the gate, but, you know, scares me to death if they might. Because I had a beautiful black lab, and we were staying down on the highway, and a dog was across the street barking. And my dog went to investigate and got killed by it on the highway.
Ward, which way am I?
Oh, you turn to the left, sir. Let's first go to the right here. I need to go to the lumber yard.
Adam, I think. Okay, where are we going, Ward?
Going right here where you see the flags. Right here. Just got to run in there and drop off a check.
At the Gulf Coast?
Yeah, right in anywhere. You know, you could probably get out easier than I could. If you want to take that into them.
Give it to anybody?
Anybody at the desk.
Oh, that's great. Right. It's so worded, okay. Now, so nobody in the show's ever had a convertible, or?
No. Years ago, in the 50s, turn to the left here. The status symbol for a carnival owner was a white Cadillac convertible. And a lot of them had it. I never had a convertible. I never wanted one.
Well, if I had my choice, I guess when we heard that this was going to be a convertible, we were like, well, this is great. We'll do exactly what we are doing right now. But it's small. It's too sporty for me.
It's a bit tight.
Well, I always enjoyed a closed-in car, so I have the air conditioning and etc. Now we'll turn up here at the light to the right.
Is there anything of significance along this ride with regard to Gibsonton?
Where we're going now? Yes, you're going to go by a lot of carnival equipment that's out on lots for sale. There's two finance companies that have a lot of repossessed equipment in here this week. And there's one lot on each side of the street that has it.
So they normally don't have the equipment out, or is it?
No, they just put it out during, trade show week, because all the people come in and I hope they're going to make some sales.
Were any of the famous oddities, did they live on this street that you recall?
Yes, no, I don't recall any on this particular street. A number of them lived right off of the street on cross streets to the right. My winter quarters was right from this property here, and we went all the way through to Nundy Street. It had 7.5 acres there. See, now here's all this crap for sale over there. Shouldn't call that junk crap. This is one of the repo lots.
So who lived off to the right? Who were some of the people that you recall?
Oh my.
Did Stanley CeeLo live?
I think. CeeLo, I think the only time he actually lived in Gibsonton, and he had one of the apartments at the Show Folks Retirement Village over at the club.
So can you talk about that? The club had a show retirement village?
Still has. It's been about 20 years now. There was no place for old show folks to retire to. And so we built an apartment house. And the requirements were you had to be 65 years of age, retired, and a member of the Showman's Club for 5 years. And the apartments are quite nice, and every time that anyone moves out, usually when they pass away, and then they completely refurbish the apartment. So they keep them up very nice. And the most famous of the oddities who lived there was CeeLo. And offhand, I don't remember who else might have been there.
But a lot of the show people, like Are we leaving Gibsonton right now, or?
Yes, we just passed the town limit.
That same guy was out there yesterday.
I believe that there is a certain organization, perhaps, that these beggars work for, and the organization evidently has the fix-in with the police, so they aren't bothered, because you will see the same beggars at the same corners day after day. There was one woman who used to have the sign that said, have children, we are homeless, we are hungry, we need help, and we'll work for food. And if you stopped and said, get in, I've got a job for you, well, I can't go right now. That woman was at that same corner up on 60, Highway 60 and 41 for about a year and a half. And one day I was running an errand, and I turned the corner right up where she was going to the UPS, and she was done work for the day and was getting into a very late model automobile. So when they said, do you need a job? Of course they didn't need a job. That was their job. And I imagine they did quite well and still do. Americans are soft-hearted and generous.
So is the Showman's, is that cemetery at the site of the?
No, we are going to be on Highway 301 when we get to that light down there, and the cemetery is north on Highway 301, about 10 miles. The cemetery is a large one. It's the Sunset Memory Gardens, and then within that cemetery is the Showman's Rest of the Showman's Club.
And who's buried there?
Oh, it's quite not full, but it's getting that way. They had one straight ahead. We had one mausoleum, and that filled up, and we had to build another one. Now, take the next right into the shopping center. Follow that car to the right. Yeah.
All the way around?
Yeah.
Is this your bank?
Yeah, let that truck come out and we'll pull in where he's at, and I'll run in, and hopefully it won't be a long line.
Go through the drive-through.
Huh?
Do the drive-through.
I don't like to do this kind of business with the
Okay,
drive-through.
yeah, you're smart about that, I guess. Yeah.
I want to be able to stand there and count the money.
Yeah.
Do you I guess that Adam, you want to get out and
Yeah.
make sure his mic's all right and not.
We'll check it when I get back.
You okay?
Yep.
This is not. There are some limitations to the convertible.
Well, for many years, I always had a limousine. I've had, I think, 8 of them in my lifetime. And,
Where are we going, to Walgreens?
yeah, just park anywhere.
Did you drive it around, or did you have a chauffeur?
A little of both. And my sister had a little MG sports car. She took my partner to church one day. When they got back to my mother's house, she said, well, how do you like my little car? He said, well, truthfully, I like a car that I can get into, not one. I'm in.
Just
Sure. You bet. Alright. All set, Ward?
Yes. Do you have press credentials to get into the fair?
Yeah, just gotta pick them up when we get there. Did you talk to her, Jeff?
No, I did. We have the press name, but not the.
Take it right up here.
Yeah. $50 to get this year for an ID badge to get in and out. Isn't that ridiculous?
$50?
$50.
And what's the daily admission?
I think it's $8. I'm not sure. The thing that is screwy, if you work for the fair or an independent operator that's booked directly with the fair, the ID badge is $25. But if you are with the carnival, it's $50.
Why is that?
Somebody's trying to make money off of us. I can remember when they used to give you the passes for free, and also you parked your trailer for free, and you got the sticker for your car was for free, and now the sticker for the car I think it's $40, maybe $45.
Hi, Courtney. It's Jeff Brulick with the Travel Channel Project, and we're coming into the fair with Mr. Ward Hall, one of your shows. Which gate, Ward?
Orient Street.
You're going into the Orient Street gate. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Yeah, it says please use Orient Road entrance and sign in with the security guard. So we should have no problem. Ward, so you said, is the Showman's Rest this way?
Yeah, it's out about 10 miles.
Past the fairgrounds?
Yeah, it's way past the fairgrounds.
And you were telling me about your, there's already a spot there for you?
Oh yeah. When we first purchased the grounds for the cemetery and so on, and as many as we could, we had people buy the plots at that time, so we had the money to pay for the cemetery.
Is it the whole organization there?
Huh?
Is your whole organization? I mean, who else has plots there?
Well, of my people, it's just Chris and I.
And so you already have can you tell us what it was that you're going to have them say?
Oh, on mine gives my name, the date of birth, and being of sound mind, he spent all his money.
It's pretty funny.
It's also true. Nothing there for anybody to argue over.
Lord, you mind telling us that one more time? That truck was going by.
Okay. I already have a tombstone at the Showman Cemetery, and it has my name on it, the date of birth, and the inscription, "Being of sound mind, he spent all his money."
Oh, that's funny. We'll ask him when we're at the fair, you know, do another. I mean, it's just, I think now with we're going faster on the road, so the audio is all our wind. So, and what town is this, Ward?
This, actually, we're in the county. As far as that's concerned, there are only 3 incorporated towns in Hillsborough County, which is Tampa, Temple Terrace, and Plant City. Gibsonton, Apollo Beach, Ruskin, Riverview, where we just were, and on out this way is Bloomingdale. Right over there is Progress Village, and but none are incorporated. It is in the charter somehow that there can only be 3 incorporated towns in Hillsborough County. The address here, mailing address, this part would still be Riverview. I knew them both. Knew them well. Oh, their son and their grandson.
And I guess, did the media keep after you doing, I guess, the Grady Stiles incident?
Tell me that again.
Did the media, were they all over for when Grady Stiles was unfortunately?
Oh yeah. And I had a lot of calls from television and newspapers, so on, and I told them all the same thing. I did not know Grady Stiles. I didn't think it was appropriate to be talking about that tragedy. The family had enough problems without having it smeared all across the press.
Yeah, I visited the chimp farm when it was operating, and it was one of the great thrills of my life.
They used to have a big gorilla there. His name was Tommy, and Tommy loved the trains. And of course, the back of the chimp farm was the railroad track. And every afternoon, Bob Knoll used to take Tommy on a leash and walk him out to the back. And of course, the train crews, the railroad crews, got to know Tommy, you know. And so when they'd come to the chimp farm, they'd blow the horn, and Tommy'd be out there, and they'd wave to Tommy, and the gorilla would wave back. Somebody asked Bob Knoll once, you know, why do you have just that little dog leash on that 600-pound gorilla? You know, how would you control him? He says, what difference would it make if I had a logging chain on him? You're still not going to control him if he decides to be bad. Which he wasn't. He was a very gentle gorilla. Gorillas are more gentle than chimpanzees. We used to have chimps. Chris had trained chimpanzees at one time. Got them when they were about 6 months old and trained them. We worked them in the sideshow, and we had one that was really, he was a good chimp and very smart. They called him Toby. And Toby would work for me, but certain tricks that he would do with Chris, he would not do with me. He would do a handstand with Chris, but he didn't trust me to be strong enough to hold him up. And he wouldn't do it with me.
How long did you have the chimps?
I'm going to say probably 3, maybe 4 years. I'm not really certain.
What happened after that? Did they get bigger?
Chris finally got so busy because we had so many shows at that time, and he didn't have time to go in and work the chimps, and he did not feel it was fair to have the chimps just back there in their cages, and so we sold them to a man that we knew would take very good care of them. He had a circus act with chimps and elephants, and then he died of cancer about a year later, I guess, and we kind of lost track of Toby. And then one time at the Showman's Convention in Las Vegas, we took some people to see Dick Van Dyke's show at the Riviera, and we were sitting at the opposite ends of the booth and our guests between us, and they did a comedy bit of dueling banjos, and they brought and the chimp came out, and I looked at that chimp, and Chris was staring at him, and I said, "Chris, could that be Toby?" He says, "You're damn right it's Toby." And the guy sitting next to him said, "How could you tell that was," because they knew the name of the chimp we had, all of them, and he said, "How would you know that was Toby? All them chimps look alike." And he said, "Just the same as if you lived with a colored girl for 4 years. You would know her from all the rest." And so the chimp made the big time. He was in the Vegas show. We were still in the sideshow business.
Well, yeah, I guess
You
didn't get to see him though.
Oh yeah, we went backstage after the show. Fortunately, we were not sitting right in front, because if we'd have been right in front, and Toby would have seen Chris there, there's no doubt in our minds, he would have broke away and come running down and jumped on the table so he could hug Chris. And but fortunately, we were back farther, and of course, with the room dark and the spotlights on the stage, he didn't see Chris. But we went back afterwards, and the minute that Toby saw him, oh man, he started to chirp and make the funny noises, so happy to see him. I have had a lion. I had an 800-pound Siberian tiger. I have worked with elephants. When I was 19 years old, for a few weeks, I did a lion act on the circus. They weren't ours, they belonged to the circus, but we had elephants and camels, zebras, stuff like that in the sideshow. And one circus I was with, we had 40 cages of animals in the sideshow. So I've been around animals a lot. The tiger I had, her name was Cece, and she was like a big pussy cat, and used to play with her and pet her. She was just a beautiful animal. And we used her in the Wonder Cage show, where we turned the girl into the tiger. And then after we sold that show in Mexico, and the fella who ended up with our lion and the tiger was a man by the name of Johnny Lam, very good animal man, trainer. And it was a few years later that I had to go to see a show at what was then called the Playboy Plaza in Atlantic City. And they were doing a beautiful production number with a jungle theme. And in the middle of this number, here comes a guy up on the stage, and he's holding this 800-pound Siberian tiger on a leash. And Marge Porter, who was our right-hand gal for many years, was sitting at one end of the booth, and a couple of the girls that worked for me, and I was on the other end. And I said, "Oh my God, that's Cece." And the one girl said, what is a CC? I said, that's the name of that tiger. She says, how the hell would you know the name of that tiger? I said, because she used to be my tiger. And just then Marge leaned over and said, Ward, that's CC. I said, yes, it is. And we asked about CC after the show too. And they said the guy that produced that show had paid, as they put it, he had to pay Johnny Alam an arm and a leg to get that tiger. But that was the only really tame tiger that I ever saw. Now let's see, right there is the fairgrounds. So that means we have got to take a left-hand turn where we can, not there, it just goes into that business. I think, yeah, if we'll turn left, make a U-turn here, make a U-turn and go back down, because we don't, this is the main gate, and we don't want to go in there.
Go where?
Just go down to this light and turn to the right. I was talking about the animals and wasn't watching where I was going.
So they built these are permanent fairgrounds?
Oh yes.
So this is the first fair of the season for you?
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
What?
What are your expectations for this season?
I am scared to death of this season. That's why I don't want to go out, because it requires a serious investment. You buy your public liability insurance for the show, and the insurance on the vehicles, and the license plates, and then we jump from here to New York to open, and so it's a substantial amount of money. And I am very concerned about the economy, because it was getting real bad last year. No, go straight on the head. And then of course with this war situation, I certainly hope they don't start a war while this fair is on, because when it starts, the business is going to be over. Now at this next light, turn right.
At the light.
So this was but and how long have you done this fair?
I first worked this fair in 1961. At that time, the fairgrounds was downtown, which now is part of the University of Tampa. And then we were in 2 other locations before they got this one ready. And the first year, nothing was paved, and we had a lot of rain, and it was just a sea of mud out here. But then I didn't play it for a few years, and this is our 11th consecutive year here now.
And when will you decide whether to go out again?
I'll see how the business is here. Usually the winter fairs, you're going to turn in right here. Okay, now follow this road right around. If the Florida fairs do well, it usually is an indication that the season will be okay.
We're with Ward, and we're going to...
They're with the Travel Channel. They have IDs waiting at the gate.
we're with the media.
Okay, chances are they're not at that gate. They're over there at that tan trailer.
No,
door.
what did they tell you? Come to the gate?
They told us go
They've been
through
telling
the Orient.
They just said
whoever's been
Orient.
telling everybody that, but they're turning them around at the gate, sending them over to that trailer.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go over here then.
Over there.
Thank you. She's probably wrong, but she might be right.
Well, it might be easier to just get your pass, so it might be.
Well, you can't get a pass unless you're on the list.
This trailer.
That one over there. This is the temporary help trailer. That's the campgrounds. You don't want that.
Okay. I guess.
You want me to run? You want me to run?
I guess you want to jump.
Yeah.
Just Liz, or Courtney.
You want me to go?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
Liz?
here if you need this. I don't know if this will help you. Whatever, just look official about it. And we got 2 more guys coming later. Wow. So is time all right for you, Ward? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. He can't bally because we don't have a mic. We've got plenty of mics, but we don't have the right connection on the cords that I sent out. So probably somebody will have to go to Radio Shack and see if we can get an adapter.
So is that?
Hopefully that won't be a big deal.
They're gonna. So is somebody running out there now, or you?
No, so they don't know. They don't know yet that I don't have the thing with me.
I see. Well, I'm sorry we didn't stop off at a Radio Shack.
Well, it's out the other direction, and they may have found one out here in the meantime. Chris, I couldn't call him because Chris is the dog, not Chris's cell phone, off into the dog's water dish and fried it.
You're kidding.
And so he took it to get repaired, and it's not ready yet, and so he's got my phone today.
Should we ride into? Can you take your car in, or do you have to park it?
I doubt you could take it in. I don't think you need to.
Oh, okay.
Because we can, if we can get up close to the gate, and it's the sideshow be as close as that.
Oh, great.
Where it says able-bodied bus over there. And Chris said that it's awfully jammed up. He said he didn't know if he could get in with the van even.
Really?
Which doesn't matter for us. We can walk in now, but we've got to be able to get, Bruce has got to get right in by the show because he can't walk.
Does Bruce have that clearance, or?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This pass will get me in, but right in there behind that pickup truck there. Or right there behind, there's is that a parking place?
Right.
Here? No, that car's parked.
Gate number 4. That'd be great.
No, I would suggest you put the top
We're
up.
not. We're just parked. Hold on. Adam, I'm getting out. Wait a second. Let me get Ward getting out. Adam. Oh, you talk to Adam. Talk to her.
Sorry, Liz.
This is it? Is this it?
Yeah.
This is the entrance to the fair, Ward?
Yep, this is the entrance. Once we get past the entrance building, you should be able to see our show sitting right in there.
But I'll walk up with you to the just right to where we can go, and then we'll go get our passes.
All right.
Can you maybe tell us just about the economic situation again, or just what?
Well, I don't have to tell anybody the economics of the United States right now is in bad shape. And then with the threat of war on top of it, I do not expect business to be good or what it really should be until such time as the war situation gets cleared up and perhaps the economy gets a little better. Now, if you look right there, you can see where all the red and white blue flags are, that's the show. You can see the top of the door banner there.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are
Okay,
you?
so I am
Long time no see.
gonna go and report. How you been,
All right.
Bob? Glad to see you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. We're told to do that.
How are you doing, Bob? Everybody here's named Bob. Okay, so you waiting on Adam then?
I'll have to go. We'll have to go get our passes, and then
Okay.
we'll come back out.
So you know where we're at
we'll
then.
come find you. Thanks, Ward.
All right, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Sure.
Isn't that a pretty picture?
United Shows. I don't know what that. Do you know what that?
United shows. You
Yeah,
see
I know,
all
but I'm
these
just-
rides and everything from here
It's the
all the way
whole
down there.
works.
It's
It's the
United
whole
shows.
works.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing
I
fine.
like your little. It's for Valentine's
Yeah.
Day a little early. It's pretty.
A little early.
Thank you.
Foods at the size of silver dollars. Tiny Tim, the world's smallest horse, on the inside of this little bar. Tiny Tim is so small,
You don't have
he
two
can actually
tickets.
walk it like you would a dog. Tiny Tim, the world's smallest horse, on the inside of this little bar. Little Rory, the world's smallest woman, on the inside of this show. From 29 tiny feet tall. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting for the very first time right there, little Gloria Rodet, the world's smallest woman. Little Gloria, only 29 tiny inches tall.
See the biggest, fattest, funniest man alive in the world. Harold Huge, he's here, he's alive. He weighs 700, 4 girls to hug him, and a big truck to lug him. And if he dances, I think you'll agree, he must be full of jelly, 'cause jam don't shake that way. Here you're going to see the giant girl from ancient China, Mei Ling, who stands over 8 feet tall, discovered in the Yunnan province, the royal tombs of China, and believed to be the tallest woman who ever lived. Here you're going to see giant python, snakes alive. Snakes as
I've got here, so I'm all set to move. Got my hammer, and of course I need a nail. Oh. I got a bunch of nails in here. Unfortunately, they're all big nails, no little ones. I thought I had some. I got a screwdriver. I got a potato skewer. I got meat thermometer, ice pick, another ice pick with a clear handle so you can see it and back up. That one. Come on. You always want me to open with the biggest one. How about the ice pick instead? You like the ice pick, don't you? Both of them.
At the same time.
What do you think I am, a blockhead? I won't put them in at the same time, but I'll put one and then the other, okay? Let's start off with the ice pick. The ice pick is small. Now, I wish I had a backup with you. I don't have a backup with, but I got what's dead for. Sorry about that. All right. Now, what I do is take it like this. I go just like before. 1, 2. Let me hold it. 1, 2, 3. Ow! Ow! You don't think I was really going to drive it in? I have to go slow and easy. Put it in like this. Oh. 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 Like that. All right. Let's cut the nail out. There's something I need to have for this. Just in case I hit a bone. Oh. No, take those last. What the trouble is now? Now it's about it. Like that, I can't do it. Oh, come on. I knew that. That's fun. Sometimes just sticks on the bone, you know. Oh. I'm prepared. Wow, God. Whoa! What you done this? You can put Macrizio. That's your sinuses. Of course, now, I haven't been feeling too well lately. I've been a little bit under the weather. So, I don't know if I have a fever or not. So I'll find out if I have a fever. Thermometer. Water. I forgot, I have something new here. I've got something there on my head. I can show you what it looks like. Right up close. Next time.
Next time. We'll do something out. We'll do something lights up. Do something set lights up. Do something like just before right in the camera. We're here all night. We're here all day.
Once we start going, there's enough people coming through ya. I forgot. I'm going to use this tool. I have it on my head. Yeah. See that looks nice. Ooh, nice. Up close.
Yeah, well, I don't sell it. Over 8 feet tall. That's on a funhouse. It never is like this on Thursday. Thursday's never. Jimmy, can you tell us who you are?
Hey, I'm the man that gets this thing up and down.
What's your name?
Jim Long.
Great, thanks. You built all, you set this all up.
Yeah, make sure it gets up and down.
Are you here all night?
Yeah, stay here. Buckhouse right there.
Oh, you live in? Okay. Great. Thanks.
That's it.
Yeah, John worked for me in the last film, and I hear from him. He wants to buy a Tilto box.
I'm sure he does.
Who's that?
John
Waters. He'll put it in his living room, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He wants to buy a what?
A Tilto box. So I got them all ready down.
I'm not in it, but I'm not sure what
There you go.
Good. Pictures from Mom.